All right, Marshall here from Limited Resources. We are cubing. Let's see what we get. This is powered cube, so power is available, and sadly there is none. Bummer. I don't understand what I'm even supposed to do now. Let's take a look at what else is in the pack. A couple of powerful planeswalkers. Koth of the Hammer is a really nice 4-drop for the mono red deck. Attacks from a weird angle, makes people react in weird ways, and just hits pretty hard. Nicol Bolas Planeswalker, obviously very powerful magic card, perfectly fine for a Grixis or, a blue-black control deck or something like that. These are both fine considerations. Sky Swallower we can pick up later. This Flooded Strand, definitely the best land in this pack, so that's something if we wanted to just snipe a land here. Char, if we want to move in on mono red. Wheel of Fortune, also a mono red possibility. All of these cards are kind of mediocre. Shrine of Burning Rage, also another mono red possibility. I really, really like Shrine. I think I'm going to take Wheel here and see if we wheel either Shrine, Koth, or Char, and maybe just try to be mono red. We'll cancel that order. Maybe that won't happen. I mean, we still could, don't get me wrong, but nothing good out of red here, or for red here, but a bunch of really good cards. Eternal Witness, Demonic Tutor, Jace Architect of Thought, Stoneforge Mystic are all sweet. Wasteland's obviously quite good. I really like Shadow Mage Infiltrator. It's perhaps not the most powerful in this cube, but I do like it a lot. Demonic Tutor's probably just the best card in the pack, and so I'm just going to take it. Passing Stoneforge and Jace Architect of Thought is a little disconcerting, but I think Demonic Tutor is just better, and I like having access to stuff like that. Also, we've got a pretty crazy little start here with Wheel of Fortune, Demonic Tutor. We can kind of go fairly deep here, depending on what we end up with. Though, not looking like we're going to end up with a ton, at least out of this next pack. Nothing really here for us. We could take one of these Signets. And Is It Signet's probably what I would take, because we can start to look to be maybe a Stormish type deck or something. We could take a Figure of Destiny, but it doesn't really go well with these two cards. I think I'm actually just going to take a Bloodstained Mire, maybe even a Misty Rainforest. Maybe I'll just take a Misty Rainforest here. Taiga also on the list, but fetches have a little more value generally speaking. I guess I'll take the Bloodstained Mire just because it hits both of our colors so far. Hellrider. Okay, here's a Hymn. Nothing really to go super deep with here. A lot of good green cards. Hellrider, Underground Sea, Spectral Procession's good. I'm just going to take a Hymn, though. I don't really know where we're going with this yet, but we'll find out shortly. Well, it might take a while, but we're going to find out at some point. There's a pristine Talisman, which can build us up some mana, or even just a Brainstorm. I think I'm actually just going to take a Brainstorm here. Otherwise, I'd take probably Trop. I have no idea what this deck's doing yet. Could be a Stormish deck if we pick up the right stuff. It could be just a control deck if we get rid of this and just have these. The red cards haven't really been there yet. Yeah, I'm pretty open at this point. I really don't have any strong track of where we're going, so I'm just going to kind of go with it. All right. Bunch of good stuff. Big Garrick is sweet. Not the biggest Garrick, but Big Garrick Jr. is awesome. Probably the best Garrick ever made there. At least, if you're going to pay triple green, I think this is what I want to be doing. Kozilek, clearly sweet. Phyrexian Arena, Skinrender, both good black cards. Badlands is a pick we could totally take here. I like Mesmeric Fiend. I don't really like Gouldraz Assassin, but it is good against some decks. Yeah, I don't really know where I want to go here. Let's just go with Arena. Let's just draw a bunch of cards and see what happens. We seem to be base black here, and we can kind of take it from there. Aetherling's a good finisher if we end up being just like blue-black control. That seems fine. Brainstorm is whatever, but Demonic Tutor, Hymn, Phyrexian Arena into Aetherling is sweet. Also, Awakening Zone is a card we could just slam here. Ditch this Wheel of Fortune and kind of try to go with that. But I think I will just take Aetherling. What are you saying? Sorry, you're not pestering me. Yes. 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 all of those words? And the answer is absolutely. Serendibifreet, are you very good? You're okay. Ink Eyes is pretty good, but Ninjutsu requires probably a few more creatures than we're really going to be running to be realistic here. Man, Fire Blast, I do like that one. Lake of the Dead you can go pretty deep with too. Serendibifreet's just okay. Yeah, let's take Lake. What do I got to do? Sack a Swamp when it enters? If you do... And then I can start sacking Swamp? Sure. We'll just try to go big with that, potentially. Well, it looks like a couple of the big red cards came back for us. We could veer back over into the red direction here. Podcast. Oh, that's awesome. You'd run me. Great. Absolutely. Love to hear that. I think maybe we take... Well, we either take Ultimate Price or the Shrine here. Ultimate Price goes in the build that we have, but I do feel like reddish might be more open than we're giving it credit for. So I'm going to take the Shrine here. I don't want to Gruul Turf. I'm going to take Earthquake. I'm going to see if we can dip back over into red, because if we do, we can get rid of Brainstorm and Aetherling and have Phyrexian Arena, which is sweet in a burn type deck, and then have Demonic Tutor and him, which are both fine in that type of deck as well. And Shrine is fantastic. Really one of the best 2-drops for that deck. I live in fear of that card. Mainly because of the type of decks that I draft, though. But still, it's just really good on its own, too. Alright, so Figure of Destiny. Yeah, we'll take a figure. I don't really like Torian Mauler that much. And a Hell Rider. Alright, so it does look like red did manage to stay a bit open for us here. I mean, we're not amazingly, but we could just be black-red as well. That I've never actually ran that I remember, but that could happen. Short Fang is a discard one, and then Geopede is the other one. I'm going to actually take Short Fang here. Alright, Searing Blaze, yes. I mean, I was talking to my buddy Woodrow, and he first picked this because he was forcing red. We get it second to last. Yeah, I don't have... I feel pretty open here. I still feel like we could be blue-black control if we really wanted, but I would love to just be red. I mean, I know it's a little bit fun police, but I kind of like being that. And if people neglect that deck, if they don't really either draft for it or against it, then you can just wreck people with it. All right, some good stuff for red. Hero of Oxid Ridge and Inferno Titan are both sweet. Faithless Looting's just okay. Sylvan Library, Snapcaster Mage are two of the better cards in the pack, probably. I like Opposition a lot, but I don't think we can make it work. I'm going to take Inferno Titan and hope to wheel the Hero. The Hero isn't a high pick for very many decks. It doesn't really go in that many decks. So if we wheel that, we know that red's just wide open. So that could be sweet. Price of Progress. Good sideboard card for the red deck, but that's about it. I actually like a Johnny Vengeant in the deck quite a bit. I like Ravages. Like, I wouldn't mind being red, splash white a little bit here if we can pull that off. I'll take a Johnny Vengeant here, though. That pack's kind of bad for us no matter what. All right, there's a Brimstone Volley. And a Curse Scroll. Also, Graveborn Muse is really good in a deck like that. Yeah, lots of good options. I'm gonna try to be red here though and see if we can make it work and just take a Brimstone Volley. I want to be red-black. I don't want to be blue. And if we splash a little bit of white, like if we do end up like maybe wheeling a land destruction spell or something like that, I'd be fine with that too. Ooh, here's an empty. Bunch of good stuff over here. I'll take an empty. I bet you we can take empty and wheel Dark Ritual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So what's coming back? We're going to take one. There'll be 3 cards left in the pack. This will be in there for sure. This will be in there. Probably like a Signet or an Ember Hauler. I'll take that. I'd love to get the Dark Ritual back. Because now empty makes our deck a little bit different and better. Which is kind of good because our deck's not very good right now. I mean, I don't like passing Grizzlebrand, but I'm just going to take this. It does the most damage. All right, what have we? Oh, a couple of Chandras. Pyromaster's way better, way better than the Firebrand, generally speaking. I mean, look at that. +1 deals 1 damage to target player, 1 damage to the creature, and that creature can't block. This one's +1 is just 1 damage creature player. Like, this just does both. And then a 0 ability starting to draw cards. So I'm going to take Chandra here. I'm going to take this Chandra here, I should say. I'd like to pick up some more cheap stuff, but we'll see. I'm not going to be running Lake of the Dead in this build as it sits, but you never know. It might change. Pyroclasm, Toxic Deluge, Null Rod. Null Rod could be interesting. Doesn't actually do anything against us except for this. Possibilities here. Toxic Deluge might just be the pick. I think I'm going to take it. Because sometimes they do just end up with a whole bunch of creatures and you kind of get screwed. Ooh, Sulfuric Vortex. This is actually an unfortunate situation for us. I mean, it's fortunate that we got this because it's probably the best card in our deck. So we're just slamming it. But Aristocrat, Cackler are both cards that I want in the deck. And I would totally play an Una's Prowler and maybe even a Frenzy Goblin out of the board. But we just, this is what we really wanted anyway. All right, so the hero came back. So that's nice. We're a little 4-drop heavy here, but we are still looking pretty sweet. If we can just keep picking up red cards like this, then we can eventually start to phase out some of the black that we have. Because like Demonic Tutor in a deck of all burn spells and similar effects gets to be redundant where you don't really need to run it. But right now, like that's not what we have, so we're gonna stick with plain black for now. And I like Toxic Delusion here. We get to because a lot of times these red decks just need more time, and they'll lose because their opponent plays a bunch of spells. Excuse me, not spells, creatures, bunch of creatures, and just kind of beats you down while you're trying to buy time. All right, Price of Progress. Oh, here's Ravages though. This would be a sideboard card, but it can be a really good one against some decks. Yeah, we just don't really have the splash right now. I'm just going to take Price. I mean, Ravages is a card I wanted to keep my eye out for because it could lean us towards Johnny Vengeance and Ravages because Ravages can just set people back so far. But I think I'm okay with that. Curse Scroll can be quite good, though we have a pretty big curve, so it's going to be hard to get it active. This card's good against us. And this card's good for us. But another 4-drop is starting to get to be a bit much. I'll take a Curse Scroll here. See if we can't make that work. All right, so... Oh, there was actually 4 cards left, not 3. I miscounted. We got an Ember Hauler. Yeah, whatever. Might even run it. Probably Torch Fiend in this cube is better. I don't think we want that. Mogg War Marshal is normally pretty decent, but I think that given the cube that we're playing in, this is probably better. I got Null Rod back anyway. All right, let's get some good stuff here. Well, there's definitely some good stuff in this pack. This pack's actually kind of insane. Primeval Titan, Ulamog, Upheaval. Force Will is okay, but Jiraga Tree Speaker is really sweet. But for us, it looks like we've got Firebolt and Incinerate. I don't really know which one's better. I mean, this one has the potential to do 4 damage, while this one can only do 3, but this one's a lot slower and kind of demands a lot more of you. It's also a sorcery as opposed to an instant, but it's cheaper. I'll take an Incinerate here. All right, Orcish Lumberjack, Molten Rain is a good one. Magus of the Moon is also a good one, but Strip Mine I think might just be the pick here. To me, it's like it's either Molten Rain or Strip Mine. Strip Mine has the least impact on our deck itself as far as like it's not taking a spell slot and it's really good. Molten Rain, though, is really powerful too, but I think we're going to wheel some stuff. I would also play this potentially. Port Yeah, let's take Strip Mine and hope to wheel either Molten Rain or Port. Reckless Charge I'm not a big fan of. All right, got a little thin here. I can take a Dismember to just get something out of the way, but that's not great for us. Buried Alive, no. Black Knight, no. Could take this. What can I do it to? It's only to creatures, so that's not going to be the plan. Yeah, I guess it's just this Dismember. We only have 7 creatures, so Reckless Charge gets a lot worse. Plus, I just don't really like it anyway. All right, here's some stuff. We could take a Seething Song. Try to go off with Empty. I don't like Fire Drinker Sitter, but I do like Spike Shot Elder, but you really want equipment to make it good. Chandra's Phoenix is just good. It's totally fine. Yeah, I'll take a Phoenix. We've sort of got a controlling burn deck, which is a little awkward, but might work. I don't know. Never really had a deck like this in this cube. That's interesting. We could take the Abyss here. I mean, we win the long game, I think. Like if the board is completely clear of creatures, then we end up with enough stuff to just kill our opponent eventually. We could just take like a Lodestone Golem and just have a big beater that disrupts their plan. Take an Ancient Tomb or a Jackal Pup just to, like, Ancient Tomb gives us access to more mana, and of course Jackal Pup is just a nice turn 1 beater. But I don't really feel like we're on the turn 1 beater plan. I think I'm going to take the Abyss here. With so few creatures, it might just be good. Like if we run into a heavy creature-based deck that we just... I mean, this thing can just lock people out of playing creatures forever. I don't know how good that is for us. I mean, a lot of our guys have haste and stuff, so we can get value from it. All right. Grave Robber, Mortars, Siege Gang, Lavamancer. I just love Lavamancer. I'm definitely going to just take it here. In burn decks, you end up filling up your graveyard anyway. Ooh, here's Tendrils. I'll take it. Yeah, you know, we almost ended up with a Storm deck with 2 empties, but we didn't get back that, what's it called? That, dang it, why can't I remember what it's called? Dark Ritual. We might get back the other ritual, but we can also just sort of value these out. Sometimes you can just, you know, this for 4 is fine sometimes. All right, sweet. Goblin Gweed is sweet. This guy, one of the best 1-drops. I like that. I don't think we're going to be curse scrolling. My gut just tells me that we have too much, you know, we're not like a super slimmed down deck or anything like that. We're going to just have a bunch of cards in our hand, I think, for quite a while. All right, Firebolt came back. Erebos is interesting in our deck. Wow, that's sick. Jeez. Maybe we shouldn't have been this mediocre, crappy red-black deck, and we should have just gone deep on our regular plan of like blue, blue-green, blue-black, whatever. But now I think I am just going to take Firebolt over Erebos. We're never going to get him active. Well, I shouldn't say never, but it's very... Actually, no, we're just never going to get him active. Take another burn spell here. All right, so Molten Rain came back. Magus of the Moon, too. But I think Molten Rain's going to be, on average, just a lot better. And there's that stupid Reckless Charge. Don't really care about any of these. I guess I could take Black Knight for the sideboard. We're up to 10 creatures. That's still not really enough to make, a card like this, which is already kind of mediocre, make it good. Glaciers, we kind of want people to be doing that. So, yeah, I'll just take this Black Knight. Jeez. These are good cards. That's insane. I'll take Spike Shot, though. Golem or Jackal Pup? We had this decision before, and now we have it again. I like Golem a ton in a deck like this, but I think I do just want to have a better early game. Wow, we just wheeled everything. That was kind of nice. It does mean we're going to have to make some pretty serious cuts here, though, but I don't think that'll be too bad. This is a pretty fair deck, ultimately, which is always bad news, but it does seem to have quite a bit of disruption and burn. That's sideboard, I think. I think we just run all those, which is almost a deck, and then we just need to, and this guy's mono red as well. So that's pretty sweet, and then we can just figure out what we want to do to kind of round things out. Actually, that thing too, that might just be our deck. Maybe we did it just end up straight up mono red. I mean, we've got some good stuff in here, and I like the fact that we can move over and change it. But like, I could even put this in here and cut something random. And this is actually a pretty slim down deck here, and not too bad at all. Like, I could cut Empty. We didn't wheel that other thing, and Empty's going to be like on turn 6 we play like, Ember Hauler and Empty or something like that, and we make 4 tokens. It's good. We're just not really abusing it. We're giving up Demonic Tutor, which doesn't really matter much in this deck. Him to Turok, which is not amazing, but it's good for us. Like, it's always just good, but like, we also are going to run a Wheel of Fortune, so like, those are kind of non-bow. And then we get to run this, and then we don't even need the Bloodstained Mire because we're just straight up red here if we want to do this. I also can run Dismember. The card that I'm really going to miss is Phyrexian Arena. But we've got a Chandra Pyromaster to help us draw cards and a Wheel of Fortune too, so it's not like we're just drawing Stone Dead as far as card draw goes. I think this is a deck. I like the mana. It's powerful. I mean, there's going to be decks that are going to have a hard time dealing with this, so yeah, let's try it. 14 of those, and then that gives us 15, 16. We need one more. 17. I definitely want 17. I want to be able to curve out into this upper stuff. Yeah, I mean, this is not the best mono red deck that I've seen built, but it's okay. And I think I like it better than moving in on anything else over here. So let's see what it can do.